Hey guys, it's your girl Kimstrology here, and I'm back with some more Astro Tea. Whew. That instant smoke about to take me out. Anyway, it's your girl Kimstrology here, and I am back with some more Astro Tea. This time, touching on some more, touching more on the house series, but I wanted to start delving into my synastry and relationship stuff because that's like, I love this part of astrology. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and comment, guys. I love you guys' feedback, and I hope you guys are having a great new year so far. I know I am. I'm enjoying myself. I'm having fun, you know, just relaxing and trying to continuously give you guys content that I feel like is relevant to this astrology conversation that we are having. So anyway, moon in the first house. What is the first house and or the ascendant? It's representative of our temperament, our physical body, you know, how you're expressing yourself or how you come off in like less intimate, more shallow relationships. But it's aspecting your 7th house, so it's also, again, representative of your life. And also the energy that you project onto other people. Now, the moon is our inner emotional life, right? A lot different from our first house. It's the personal side of ourselves. It's our feelings. It's our more innate, unexplainable, primal, instinctive characteristics. It's how we like to nurture ourselves and to be nurtured. It's our mothering experience, or what kind of mothers that we would make if we are, like, you know, women. It's also representative of like the hormonal system. So when you have a person's moon coming into their partner's first house, now keep in mind I'm talking about one aspect at a time when we are discussing these things, so definitely want to keep that in mind, because the moon is basically what I'm getting at. Is the moon in another person's chart can be doing anything. What is the moon doing? Is the moon aspecting the sun? Is it alone, unaspected? Because that's a whole other thing. You know, what sign is it in? These things are going to make a difference in how this person's moon is being is playing out in this person's first house. But generally speaking, a moon in a person's first house could, the moon is our emotions, right? The first house is our physical appearance. You know, the moon is comfort food. On a very basic level, they could feed the person, or, you know, give the person some level of nutrition, or this could be even nurturing or mothering or spoiling the person, or being very understanding, emotionally understanding of what the ascendant or the first house person can be going through. Now also, how's the first house person taking the moon person? First of all, this could be a mutual thing, right? Both of them could be feeling it. I would say it's going to be felt on a deeper level for the moon person, but they're both going to be feeling it quite intensely. As a house person, this is affecting their specific area in life. So, you know, there could be like a natural emotional connection here, like almost like I could say a karmic bond, or a tie that feels familial. This could be indicative of family bonding, or female partnering or bonding of some sort, or some kind of mothering experience. Like this could be an aunt to niece relationship, or auntie relationship, or mother. This could be the mom. This is usually like there seems to be some kind of family tie, or it feels like that if this is romantic. Speaking of romance, the moon in the first house can feel like, again, like a long lost partner, or they could feel like somebody that you really have known for a while, or they could remind you of someone in their family, or they could be very nurturing to your emotions. Now on a very physical level, what I was trying to get at earlier is that, like, the first house person, they could be expressing themselves physically or kind of physically validating what the moon person is emotionally feeling, you know. So say you have the moon in Aries and you have, this is an Aries rising person. The Aries rising individual is very assertive, you know, very into their fitness, you know, very go-getter, self-starter energy, maybe even has their own business. This is great, and they're great for their own self-promotion. And the moon person, they have these tendencies or these certain inclinations inside of them, but they may not know how to directly act them out depending on how their moon is aspected. This could be something that they kind of keep to themselves, or they might not know how to express to the world or exercise on a practical level. But the first house person, again, they kind of are physically validating what the moon person is going through. Now, moon, well, this is our personal side. This is the side of us that's more like hidden into ourselves, and it's a part of ourselves that we don't necessarily, you have to kind of earn it, or, you know, we're not just going to share it with just anybody. We're going to have to feel comfortable with them, or they're going to have to feel like, we're going to have to feel emotionally safe enough to share our moon sign or moon side. So with the moon being in the first house, when the partner's moon coming into another partner's first house, this is like almost like a natural trust, a natural bond, a natural chemistry. The moon person trusts the first house person to kind of like, for like guidance to a certain extent. The moon house person is definitely taking on the more, I would say, like mothering role or motherly role, or more, you know, receptive role in a lot of cases. Or so they can be, they can be very sensitive, you know, because again, how the ascendant person is physically acting, because this can be similar to Mars conjunct the moon. So how they act can in some way physically be like the moon person can be heavily emotional and dependent upon like the actions of the first house person. So depending on how they act, this could upset them. This could be emotional. Say they're in a romantic relationship and this is not, the first house person isn't necessarily the most faithful, then the moon house person could go through depression or just be quite emotional or even moodier than usual. All in all, I would say the first house person is pretty understanding of the moon person's moodiness overall, and this could be a quality that they kind of welcome in a lot of cases. But again, if this is a romantic relationship or just a close bond in general, you definitely want to be mindful as the first house person of how your actions are affecting the moon person. This is also great for, you know, I would say again, long-term commitments. You know, you just want to, this definitely there has to be definitely some trust there, because this is almost like Mars energy. Yeah, very much so like Mars energy mixing with the moon. So these are like two completely like kind of almost incompatible energies kind of coming together, because like I feel like the first house person is almost kind of just trying to do their thing and just, you know, they're just, your first house is it's your skin suit. It's like how you're naturally kind of physically going about your life, and the moon is like how you naturally just intuitively feel. So it's almost like the first house person feels like they can't help acting how they act. The moon person feels like they can't help but feel how they feel. So when these two get into clashes, it can be bad. The moon house person can feel very disrespected, or also the moon person can feel very disrespected or emotionally like put out of place or disrupted. This is the best way to put it, like almost like kind of similar to even like moon conjunct Uranus, which we'll get into later. Moon in the first house. Also, again, like I said, if you as a moon person could feed this person in some way, could nurture this person in some way, could make them emotional or could tend to their emotional side in some way on a very physical level. This could be a lot of hugs, a lot of physical affection between the two. Again, this could also be indicative of like family ties or familiar energy. So indicative of like, even like if you believe in karmic relationships, because the moon is a karmic planet, so this could be past life ties. So if you do feel a karmic or like a connection where you feel like you've met them before, maybe you guys were related in a past life. This is all I have for Moon and Partners first house. This could also be a very romantic placement. That's another thing I want to mention. And very like sensual, primal, raw attraction. Like the moon person, emotionally, they just feel very warm and comfortable around the first house person, and vice versa. The first house person feels very comfortable, and they really just kind of really do eat up the fact that the moon person kind of looks up to them or admires them or nurtures them or even dotes on them or emotional. This could be like spoiling of one another, or even especially the moon in case of the moon person spoiling the first house person. And that is all I have for Moon in the first house, Moon in Partners first house. You guys stay tuned for Mars in the first house up next. Thank you guys for tuning in. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.